Today we will be learning about polar curves. We are asked to sketch the curves and set up the integral for the area that is inside r equals cosine of theta and outside r equals 1 plus sine theta. Remember, the area that is inside one polar curve and outside the other is found by the 1/2 the integral of a to b f of theta squared minus g of theta squared d theta. In our case, f of theta equals cosine of theta, and g of theta equals 1 plus sine of theta. Now we will graph our curves. r equals cosine of theta is graphed in red, and r equals 1 plus sine theta is graphed in blue. These are what the graphs of the curves look like. As you can see, there are two intersection points, which we will find later on in this video. The area we are asked to find is now covered in gray. Now we will find our points of intersection so that we can set up the integral of the gray area that is in the previous slide. This is done by setting r equals cosine of theta and r equals 1 plus sine theta equal to each other. Both sides of this equation can then be squared, and we are left with cosine squared theta equals 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine squared theta. Remembering our trig identities, we know that cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1, so 1 minus sine squared theta equals cosine squared theta. This can be subbed into the equation so that 1 minus sine squared theta equals 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine squared theta. This can be simplified and set equal to 0, and we are left with 2 sine theta times sine theta plus 1 equals 0. When both of these parts are set equal to 0, we are left with theta equals 0 comma pi, and theta equals 3 pi halves, which is equivalent to negative pi halves. On our graph, we can see these are the points. So, based off the graph, our intersection points are at theta equals negative pi halves, or 3 pi halves, and theta equals 0. Now we are able to set up our integral. Remember, the area is equal to 1/2 the integral from a to b, f of theta squared minus g of theta squared d theta. So in our case, area equals 1/2 the integral from negative pi halves to 0 of cosine squared theta minus 1 plus sine theta squared d theta. Thanks for watching. I hope you were able to learn something from this video.